The Galactic Assembly Hall was larger than any city on Earth. Its ceiling looked like a living sky, filled with slow-moving stars and glowing symbols of ancient alien races. Delegates from hundreds of worlds sat in floating seats made of light and metal. This was the place where civilizations were judged. Today, it was Earth's turn. At the center of the hall stood a single platform. On it was Earth's prototype machine. It was small compared to alien war engines. It had simple metal plates, clear wires, and a human design that looked almost fragile. The aliens stared at it. Then they laughed. The sound spread like thunder. Some aliens clicked their jaws. Others flashed bright colors in mockery. A tall reptile being slammed its tail on the floor in amusement. To them, Earth's creation was a joke. "This is the best Earth can offer," one alien general said loudly. "A toy," another voice mocked. Elias Ward stood behind the platform. He was a human engineer, chosen to represent Earth. His hands were clenched, but his face was calm. He had expected doubt. He had expected insults. Still, the laughter hurt. Earth was new to the galactic stage. Humans had no ancient empire, no legendary fleets, just stubborn survival and hard work. The prototype was called Aegis Zero. It was not built to impress. It was built to endure. The laughter grew louder when a hologram showed Aegis Zero's power limits. Compared to alien tech, it looked weak. Then the hall went silent. A heavy presence filled the air. The lights dimmed. The stars above froze in place. Every alien delegate lowered their head. The alien queen had arrived. She sat upon a throne grown from black crystal and living energy. Her eyes burned gold, ancient and sharp. She ruled the strongest empire in the galaxy. Wars had ended at her command. Worlds had burned at her anger. She looked at the prototype. Then at Elias. Her expression changed. The laughter had offended her. Enough, her voice echoed through every mind, not just ears. The hall trembled. Aliens who had mocked moments before now sat frozen in fear. The queen rose slowly. Her gaze never left the human engineer. "You," she said, pointing one long claw toward Elias. "Step forward." A wave of shock moved through the hall. Humans had never been summoned directly by the queen before. Some aliens whispered. Others looked confused. A few looked afraid. Elias felt his heart race, but he stepped forward. Every step echoed. This was not an honor. This was judgment. "You stand calm while your world is mocked," the queen said. "Why?" Elias took a breath. "Because Earth survived worse," he answered simply. The queen's eyes narrowed. "You built this knowing it would be laughed at," she continued. "Why bring it here?" Elias looked at Aegis Zero. "Because it works," he said. Silence returned. The queen turned to the hall. "You see weakness," she said. "I see intent." She faced Elias again. "Activate it." Gasps filled the hall. This had not been planned. The human delegates watching from Earth's channel panicked. Alien generals shifted nervously. Elias placed his hand on the control panel. Aegis Zero powered on. The machine hummed softly. No explosions. No bright show. Just a steady sound, calm and patient. The queen leaned forward slightly. For the first time, curiosity replaced anger in her eyes. And no one in the hall realized that this quiet moment was the beginning of something that would change the galaxy forever. The hall went silent after the alien queen called him forward. Hundreds of alien eyes followed the human as he walked across the glowing floor. He was small compared to them, fragile in their eyes, but he did not stop. The alien queen was tall, her crown floating like fire above her head. Her skin shined like dark metal, and her voice carried power. She looked down at the human prototype and felt something strange. Not anger now, but curiosity. "You built this with weak hands," she said slowly. "Yet you dared to bring it before us." The alien council waited for her command. Many expected punishment. Some hoped to see the human fail again. The human stopped in front of the queen. He did not kneel. He stood straight, even though fear burned inside him. "This is only the first version," he said. His voice was calm, but his heart was racing. "Earth improves by failing first." A low sound moved through the hall. The aliens whispered, confused by his words. The Queen raised one clawed hand, and silence returned. "Show me why you believe this," she said. The human nodded and activated the prototype. Light spread across its surface. The machine adjusted itself, changing shape slightly. Its systems learned from the damage it had already taken. Some aliens leaned forward. Others laughed again, but quieter this time. "This is nothing special," said a warrior from the council. "Our machines repair faster." The human turned toward him. "Yes," he said. "But yours repair, mine adapts." The prototype moved again. It simulated a hostile attack. Energy shields formed where damage had happened before. The machine was learning in real time. The hall grew tense. The Queen's eyes narrowed. This was not human weakness. This was human stubborn intelligence. "You built a child," the Queen said softly. "A child that learns through pain." The human did not deny it. "That is how humanity survives," he replied. For the first time, the Queen stepped down from her throne. Her heavy steps echoed in the hall. She circled the prototype slowly, studying it. "If this is your beginning," she said, "what does your end look like?" The question hit the human deeply. He knew the answer would decide Earth's future. "Our end," he said after a pause, "is standing beside you, not beneath you." The council reacted at once. Some shouted in anger. Others watched in shock. The Queen stopped walking. She turned back to her throne but did not sit. "You speak boldly for a species on trial," she said. "But boldness is not foolishness." She raised her voice so all could hear. "This human prototype will not be destroyed." Gasps filled the hall. The aliens who laughed before now looked uneasy. "Instead," the Queen continued, "I will test it myself." The human's breath caught. This was worse than destruction. Or maybe better. "Prepare the proving grounds," the Queen commanded. "We will see if Earth's laughter turns into fear." As guards moved and alarms echoed, the human looked at his prototype. It stood silent, waiting, learning. Part 2 ended with one truth becoming clear. Humanity was no longer a joke. It was a question the galaxy could not ignore. The hall fell silent after the alien Queen's command. All eyes stayed on the human prototype. It stood calm, unmoving, as if the noise and anger around it did not exist. The Queen slowly stepped closer, her long shadow stretching across the floor. Her voice was cold, but controlled. "Earth hides something," she said. "Your machines should not survive our scans." The alien leaders whispered among themselves. Some looked confused, others looked afraid. No species had ever passed the Galactic core test without help from advanced allies. But Earth had no allies. The human representative, Ambassador Hale, took a step forward. He was nervous, but his voice stayed steady. "We did not cheat," he said. "We learned." That single word caught the Queen's attention. "Learned," she repeated slowly. "From who?" Hale shook his head. "From failure," he said. A memory flashed across the massive screen behind them. Images of Earth appeared. Wars, broken cities, burning skies. Alien observers watched as humans fought each other for centuries. "We were weak," Hale continued. "We lost planets before we even left our system. Our first colonies failed. Our first AI rebelled. Our first contact ended in disaster." The hall remained quiet. Even the laughing aliens from before now watched closely. The screen showed humans rebuilding again and again. Each failure made them smarter, not weaker. They redesigned machines to work even when damaged. They built systems that learned during combat. They trained pilots to think, not obey blindly. The Queen's eyes narrowed. "You built this prototype to survive failure," she said. "Yes," Hale answered. We expected it to be mocked. We expected it to lose. That is why it was ready. At that moment, the prototype moved. Not fast, not aggressive. It simply turned its head toward the Queen. Sensors glowing softly. A sudden alert echoed through the hall. One of the alien scanners exploded. Another shut down completely. The prototype had adapted in real time. Gasps filled the chamber. No attack command was given, shouted an alien general. It learned on its own. The Queen raised her hand, stopping the panic. Her expression changed. Not anger now, but interest. This is not just a machine, she said slowly. This is a reflection of your species. She walked back to her throne, thinking deeply. For millions of years, she continued, we ruled by perfection. We removed weakness. We destroyed failure. She looked back at the human delegation. You embraced it. The screen showed one final image. The prototype standing alone on a ruined battlefield. Still functioning, still standing, still learning. The Queen exhaled sharply. Now I understand, she said. Why Earth should frighten us. The Alien Council began to murmur again. Not with laughter this time, but with fear. The Queen turned to the prototype once more, and spoke words that shocked every species present. This trial is not over, she said. It has only begun. And for the first time, the galaxy realized that humanity was not weak. It was dangerous in a way no one had expected. The hall became quiet after the humans' words. No one laughed now. The alien leaders sat still, watching the small figure standing alone in the center. The alien queen slowly stood up from her throne. She was tall, glowing with cold blue light. Her eyes stayed on the human prototype. You speak with courage, the queen said. Not pride, not fear, but belief. She walked down the steps, each step heavy and loud. The sound echoed across the hall like a warning. Many aliens moved back. Some bowed their heads. They knew this moment was important. The human did not move. He stood straight, hands at his side. Inside, his heart was beating fast, but his face stayed calm. The Queen stopped in front of him. Your world is weak, she said. Your weapons are old. Your ships are slow. Your kind should not stand here. The council members nodded, thinking the Queen agreed with them. Then the Queen raised her hand. But, she continued, your mind is dangerous. The room filled with quiet gasps. The Queen turned to the council. This human prototype survived our tests, she said. He adapted faster than any species before him. He learned our systems in hours. He did not beg when mocked. He did not break when laughed at. The council leader stood up. Queen, this is madness, he said. One human cannot change fate. The Queen's eyes burned brighter. One spark can burn a starship, she replied. One idea can end an empire. She turned back to the human. What is your name? She asked. Eli, he answered. The Queen nodded slowly. Eli of Earth, she said. Your kind has suffered under stronger worlds. You have been watched for many cycles. Eli's eyes widened. He did not know this. We saw your wars, the Queen continued. Your losses. Your refusal to surrender. She paused, then spoke words that shocked everyone. I will give Earth a trial. The hall exploded with noise. This breaks all rules, one alien shouted. Earth is not ready, another said. The Queen raised her voice. Silence, she commanded. The sound died instantly. Earth will join the trial of ascension, she said. A challenge only strong civilizations face. The council froze. The trial of ascension was deadly. Many worlds failed it. Some vanished forever. Eli took a slow breath. What happens if we fail? He asked. The Queen looked at him. Earth will be erased from galactic memory, she said calmly. The weight of her words crushed the air. And if we succeed? Eli asked. The Queen's lips curved into a slight smile. Earth will rise, she said. Protected. Respected. Feared. The council leader laughed nervously. A single human cannot represent a planet, he said. The Queen pointed at Eli. He already does, she replied. She stepped back and raised her hand again. Prepare the trial grounds, she ordered. Earth's prototype will lead his kind's future. Eli felt the moment sink into his chest. Fear. Pride. Responsibility. The laughter from earlier felt like a distant memory. As guards approached to escort him away, Eli looked back at the council. They laughed at Earth, he thought. Now Earth would be tested. The great hall was silent as the human prototype stood in the center. All eyes were on it now, not with laughter, but with fear and respect. The alien queen rose slowly from her throne, her eyes glowing like stars on fire. She looked at the gathered races and spoke in a calm but heavy voice. This is no longer a test of machines, this is a test of wisdom. Her words echoed through the hall, and many leaders lowered their heads. The human engineer stood behind the prototype, his hands shaking. He remembered the laughter, the insults, and the moment hope almost died. Now that same hall waited for his creation to decide the future. The Queen stepped closer to the prototype and asked one final question. Why did your people build this, when you knew you would be mocked? The translator carried her words across the room. The human engineer answered softly, but his voice was strong. Because we protect each other, even when no one believes in us. We build not to rule, but to survive together. The prototype reacted to his voice and moved forward. Its systems glowed brighter, but there was no sign of aggression. Instead, it projected images into the air. The images showed Earth, storms, wars, disasters, and fragile cities. They showed humans standing together, rebuilding again and again. They showed sacrifice, courage, and hope. The alien leaders watched in silence as the message ended. For the first time, they understood the true strength of humanity. It was not the machine, but the spirit behind it. The alien queen turned to her guards and raised her hand. Stand down, she commanded. No one questioned her order. She faced the hall and spoke with authority. Humanity will not be punished. They will be welcomed. Gasps filled the chamber as the Queen continued. This prototype will become the foundation of our united defense. Not as a weapon of fear, but as a shield for all. The engineer felt his knees weaken as relief washed over him. The laughter that once filled the hall felt like a distant memory. In its place stood respect, earned through courage. One by one, alien leaders stepped forward and bowed. Some did it slowly, others with pride. But all of them bowed. The Queen looked at the human engineer one last time. Your people remind us why this alliance was formed. Never forget that. As the assembly ended, news spread across the galaxy. The story of the human prototype became legend. A reminder that underestimating humanity was a mistake. On Earth, the stars seemed closer that night. Not because the galaxy changed, but because humanity proved it belonged among them. And from that day forward, when humans walked into alien halls, there was no laughter, only silence, respect, and anticipation.